Um, Chalo, I'll talk to you about your metformin later on, but as I mentioned before, while I was talking to Shambhavi, is this program is purely online. So we will not be discussing like this. But what I'm planning is that we will go through the program as it's formatted, which will be release of the video particular to the topic. So what I'll do is I will ask Diabetes New Zealand to publish the topic for each week. And I'm sure physical activities, 1 week is dedicated to physical activity itself. 1 week is to the healthy eating. And the first week is all about what is diabetes and what is happening in your body when someone is having high blood sugar levels, right? So it kind of gives the understanding of, what is borderline diabetes or pre-diabetes, what numbers actually tells you that your confirmed diabetes, right? And what are the healthy numbers to maintain when you're living with diabetes? And it's very important to understand once you have diabetes, there is no term like, no diabetes. You will be having diabetes for life, but you can manage it to extent that you are as normal as someone who does not have diabetes. So it's all comes down to maintaining your blood sugar levels, and that is the consequence of your good, healthy, nourishing eating, making sure you're not getting deficient of other nutrients and other minerals and vitamins your body need. At the same time, you're controlling your blood sugar levels to keep your HbA1c in a healthy range. And then physical activity, different type of activities. What is the healthy activities look like, but also aligning with what interests you in terms of activity. So it's not just walking and going to the gym is activity. So we will look into different form of activities, sitting activities, lying activities, even in sleeping, how you can actually work with your metabolic, quotient of your body and things like that. And the last one is the key, how to prevent the progression of your diabetes or your pre-diabetes, because you don't want to go forward. You better walk backwards, and move away from it, because once you have diabetes, it has complications, right? So complications are gonna come. Your eyes are gonna affected. Your nerves are will be affected because of the high blood sugar concentration. Your heart will be affected. But how we can slow down that progression and get it into slow motion, or maintain it where you are, so you don't have those consequences for 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years of your life to come, right? Rather than having it a second year or a fifth year of your living with diabetes. So we will be discussing about that. So lots of goal setting and action planning will be part of this program. And that is important for the behavior change. And because you already have some changes in your mind, but how to achieve that is through those goal settings and creating those action plans, like we do for everything, like our budgeting or, menu plannings and things like that. But this one you will be doing for your own self, your own goal. So it could be very small goal, and it could be anything, maybe just tidying up your makeup drawer or something like that. But, just getting into that habit of making change and making sure that you take actions to achieve something you really want to make happen. And that kind of help you to sustain that behavior change even after this program, because you will be, okay, I want to do this. Now how I'm going to do this, I'm going to check at the list of the GPs, I'm going to ask around people that which one is a good GP. Then I will select a couple to try, and I will see if I find a good GP, I'll stick, otherwise I'll move on to the other one. All right, this is one of the very hard thing amongst Indians. Once we are stuck with a GP, we are like stuck for the life. We don't want to change because we're thinking, they know everything about our history, they know everything about us. And it's not that. If you're not getting good service and if it's not meeting the needs you have now, it's good to move on. And it's good to get someone who can actually address your needs and your requirement, for instance, women's health and the plans you have for future, things like that. And similarly, for elderlies as well, sometimes GP change, they left and people stuck with that practice, saying that, oh, I've been with that 10, 15 years, but then the next person coming on the board, you don't know going to meet your needs or not. So always have, it's you have the power to choose who would be your GP, who would be your, nurse practitioner, or who would be your midwife, or who would be your, dietitian. You have the power to choose not to get stuck into someone, you have been, right? So 4 weeks, no interaction, it all comments, it's all your pictures. So I would encourage, when you're going through that content for a week, right? Do comment, ask questions, post pictures, related to that. Okay, your blood sugar readings, take a picture and share. I had this healthy meal picture, and then this was my reading after 2 hours. All right. So why I'm saying sharing, because you will be inspiring someone else. Okay, yeah. So that was, less rice, more veggies on the plate, and a little bit of dal or chicken on the side. Oh, blood sugar was actually 11. That's great. I'm having like 17 or 18. It's not that they're going to have 11 as well, but having 12 or 13, which is a lot less than having 17 or 18. So it's kind of, helping people to try things. And we will be doing a lot more interaction on the page. So it'll be all in your own time. Watch the videos, comment, ask questions, and me and Puneet will be responding to those questions diligently as it comes. Try to do that, not in our sleeping time, Puneet, but we will be interacting through that. Right after 4 weeks, we will be meeting like this again over the Zoom, and then we will talk about your action plans, what actions you decided, what was your goal, have you achieved it or not, and things like that. And that's my addition on the top of that Diabetes New Zealand program, because we feel that a good startup, I won't say that closing, but a good catch up is important when we are learning something new or different, or even if it's the same thing, maybe different for others, kind of initiative. So we have posted an evaluation form on the Facebook page. Please complete that form. It's electronic, it's a Google form. Just put your details in there and it will be in with us. And just fill that honestly. You don't have to look fancy and write on that evaluation form, because we will be comparing your this evaluation form after your 4 weeks evaluation form and see if there is any change. All right. So if you're doing physical activity, say once a week, right? So you don't have to be like, oh, half an hour, 3 times, 3 days a week, and things like that. Just be honest. Nobody is going to judge you for what you have documented there. It's purely, you were at point one, now you're actually doing it 3 times a week. So we want to see that change, right? So you may be eating healthy 2 or 3 days a week, but then you decide, okay, you added an extra day, or over the weekend you said, okay, I won't take batura and chole, I will actually eat healthy for my breakfast. So small changes, but just your own self determination, your own self control, your own self sort of strengthening your goal, that okay, now I want to get it right. I want to be under 40 now. I don't want to be on borderline. I don't want to be 41, 42. I want to actually see that 35, 36. How I can achieve that, you will learn in that session. So if you put that into practice, you will definitely see the changes you want to see. All right.
Right.
You have any questions?
Thank you for sharing
No.
that with us, Evita ji.
Thank you, Puneetji.
I hope everybody gets inspired and improves their blood sugar levels and modify their lifestyle into a healthy lifestyle.
Hikaji?
And I hope, like, though we have other participants joining our Hope program, but they couldn't join today because of Sunday commitments. But
That's
thank
fine. So
you,
we will post this video so we can ask them to watch it as at their.
Sasha. Thank you, Papa, for joining.
You have any
Puneet,
question? Sujiji, Shambhavi, you have any question?
I look
Um,
forward to the program. And really, what you said, goal setting and action plan, I think I'm gonna make notes and create a plan for myself, which is gonna be realistic, to be honest. And we are in that age group where we are really young and wanna explore different cuisines. Maybe I am really foodie, Puneet knows about it. So yes, a realistic plan for myself and then comparing over the next few weeks would be really nice. It would be a really good motivational factor for me, and a slight amount of push from the Muskaan team would be really amazing. Thank you for this.
Absolutely. What I'll do, it's not part of the plan, but I will post some recipes.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're foodie, so we will make sure you got a range of food options and some good recipes where you say, oh, yeah, it's tasty and I like it. And it's still healthy.
Right.
And that's the thing. When we cook, when we prepare our meals, we know the quality of the meals, we know the quality of the food. And when we buy food from outside, you know they are more about the money they can save from that serving or that food. So they have nothing to do with your health, but more about, out of these $20, I'm actually putting in my pocket 12 or $12. And yeah, so the quality cannot be maintained and to manage the way we can, right? So that's how. If you love food, and we will actually equip you with some really good recipes, some links you can go and explore. You can find, if you like salmon based or something of your choice, healthy recipes. You can actually have a good list of food you can
Sure.
make. And
Yeah.
yeah, some of the ways you can actually make meals more going for longer, like how you can make meal. If it's a family of two, you can make double the meal and then save it for another time when you may not be having time, but
Right.
you can still eat healthy and tasty in a way. All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Surjit ji, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ question? ਔਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ।
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਿਊਟ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਨਮਿਊਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਏਗਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਆਂਟੀ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਹਾਂਜੀ,
I have made them join because I want their food choices to be healthy. I hope they get to learn out of this 4 weeks program.
ਇੰਨਾ ਸਵਾਦ ਖਾਣਾ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀ ਪੋਰਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਟਰੋਲਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ। It's a blessing. Mama ne adda khana mile na. It's a blessing. Like nothing beats that. And we can have 1 or 2 cheat days na in a month.
Yes. She has a question.
Hanji, what's the question?
question ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਵਧੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂ?
Can you repeat the question, Puneet? Ki keh rahi si?
She's saying when she checks her sugars in the morning, it's high always, though she is trying to eat healthy at night, less at night, sometimes even skips a meal at night so that her sugar doesn't shoot up in the morning.
Auntie,
but still it's high.
ek kaam
If
karna
she
mere ਲਈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਹਫਤਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਲੱਡ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਔਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਾਤੀ ਕੀ ਖਾਦਾ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਦਾ, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੀਲ ਸਕਿਪ ਕੀਤਾ ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਨਰ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਖਾਇਆ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਖਾਇਆ। I think I know the tricky problem ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਵਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਸਕੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਆਂਟੀ ਮੀਲ ਸਕਿਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਡਿਨਰ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਖਾਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਕਿਪ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਔਰ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੀ ਫਾਸਟਿੰਗ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰਕੇ ਭੇਜਣੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਹਫਤਾ, ਅਗਲੇ ਸੰਡੇ ਤੱਕ। ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਸੇ ਕੋਰਸ 'ਚ ਸਮਝਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਂਦਾ ਤਦ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਹਾਈ ਕਿਉਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, and it's actually uncontrolled elevation in blood sugar levels.
It's not what we are eating, it's what the liver is producing.
Got that? तो समझाओ कि she need to have some amount of food in the stomach to control the blood sugar levels, and it's got to be healthy.
It's good to eat and have a high sugar level in the morning rather than not eating. If we are not eating, the body needs sugar, liver will just shoot up the sugar in the blood.
Exactly. ਔਰ ਲਿਵਰ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਬਸ ਬੁੱਕ ਭਰ ਕੇ he'll just gonna throw sugar in your blood, and that's why fasting sugar high ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. But there could be other reasons as well. Please ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਲੱਡ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਲੈਵਲ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਫਾਸਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਰੀਡਿੰਗਸ ਔਰ ਰਾਤੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਖਾਦਾ। ਪੂਰੇ ਦਿਨ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਲੈਣਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਅਗਰ ਦਿਨ ਦਾ ਭੇਜ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਛੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਸਟ ਨਾਈਟ ਟਾਈਮ।
Nivedita, on
Yeah.
that note, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
My mother-in-law, who's back home in India, and she just stays by herself, and she also keeps telling me that sometimes when she fasts, or when she's not eating because she has had a really heavy meal with her friends outside during the lunchtime tea time, and she skips her dinner, and then when she wakes up in the morning, similar like auntie, her first sugar levels are really high, and that just happens when she skips, or sometimes she's like she just has an apple or maybe a small amount of fruit just because she has to take her medications before she goes off to sleep or something like that sort. So even having a fruit or like a very small amount of fruit salad or something, is that okay? Or they should be having a proper meal, irrespective of it being like thepla or a roti and a small amount of sabzi or dal or whatever is important, or you can substitute it with fruits or dry fruits.
That's absolutely fine. And auntie, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਇਹੀ problem ਹੈ similar? I think what I heard from auntie and what I'm hearing from you is I see a lots of dissociated eating patterns when people have diabetes for long period of time, and they are under impression that not eating is gonna take away that excess sugar of their blood, which is not the case, sadly. What happened is the body mechanism is, when you don't give body what it needs, it hibernates, pretty much like computer, laptop. If you don't put the charging in, what happens is when your laptop battery is 10% or 20%, you get a message, battery low, hibernating mode. Your screen automatically goes close, right? Similarly happens with the body. When you don't give the energy body needs, what happens is it hibernates and it starts storing everything. Oh, I don't know. It kind of gets into the shock that she's depriving me or he's depriving me of my needs, and I need to hold on whatever I have, right? And what happens is usually in the nighttime when people don't eat enough food to sustain them for throughout the night, when your body is hyperactive, we are sleeping, but the body's metabolic system is hyperactive, cleansing, detoxifying, rejuvenating, cell repairs, everything is happening at that time. Your body needs energy, right? So your brain is still ongoing, you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is, your metabolic mechanism is working. For that mechanism you need energy, and if you haven't eaten anything in the nighttime, your brain sends signal to your pancreas, I am getting low in sugar, before this person gets into coma, which is the low sugar levels. Spike it up, I need energy, send me some sugar. And your liver always have stores of sugar. Your liver stores sugar. There is a factory of small amount of sugar is always, anything you have eaten, it's stored into your liver, right? So when that happens, your brain signal your pancreas to your liver, not pancreas, your liver, to actually throw some sugar. Your liver say, okay, take it. I have a factory, I've got sugar, it just throws in. When you are eating, you're doing controlled eating. You're not eating a big heap full of rice or 5-6 rotis. You eat 2 rotis maybe, or 3 rotis maximum. But when your liver is throwing that sugar, it's throwing in abundance. So your brain may be needing, or your body may be needing 10-15 grams of sugar at that time to deal with the whole mechanism. And your liver is throwing like 50 grams, 60 grams of sugar in your bloodstream. Everything extra shows up in your fasting blood sugar levels. because there is no mean of getting rid of that extra. You're sleeping. You go to toilet after you wake up. So that sugar levels are high because of that reason, because your liver given the bout of sugar into your body because you have not eaten well in the nighttime. So that's why I suggest have at least your do roti, whatever you're having. Don't go extravaganza, like, big plate, but eat your normal meal at your nighttime and see if the blood sugar levels improve. So this definitely she can swap with fruits. So if she doesn't feel like having roti, and she can just have like a mix of papaya, apple, but making sure that, and we'll talk about portions in the course. So get those portions right. All right. So she need 2 to 3 portions of carbohydrate that meal. So work out. Then I'll leave that to you. I don't give you everything. I want you to calculate those portions and saying that, okay, mom, either have the roti or that many rice, or if you want to have a fruit bowl, that would be the amount of fruit you will be eating in that night.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it has to be low GI. So we add maybe a little bit of yogurt in there or a little bit of milk in there to slow release that sugar coming from the food. Okay.
Right.
And we will be
That was
discussing
helpful.
healthy eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
hope
was
I
really
answer your
helpful.
question. And Auntie
Yeah,
Ji,
so that's in nutshell,
that's
it's important to have a meal at night.
it is important to have
No carbohydrate, more of veggies and
at least
protein.
2 to 3 servings of carbohydrate is recommended. I would say start with 2 and have your third one at the supper. Like सोने से पहले maybe a glass of milk, little glass of milk. And this is for elderlies क्योंकि उसमें क्या है कि the sugar sustained for longer period of time, because we are in a habit of having dinner at 6 or 7 o'clock, and then there is a long gap, more than
Hmm.
12 hours gap, and sometimes, and it's individual to individual. So maybe what works for auntie may not work for your mother-in-law. So we need to work around. What I asked her is the first step we do is checking the intake, matching up with the blood sugar levels, and that's looking at that figures, that pattern, then the tweaking happens. And
Right.
in a 2 or 3 settings that actually work out, what is the appropriate amount of carbs in the food in the nighttime and what times. So she can have like a good numbers in the fasting blood sugars.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you're pretty much sorted for and getting started for Hope program. Do watch the videos, comment, ask questions, and we will be there right behind the scene.
Sure.
Lovely to meet with you, Shamavi and Uncle Ji.
Yeah. Yeah.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही सुजीत जी.
Oh, hello.
All good, Shamavi?
Yes.
Ready
Thank
to
you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining.
Nivedita and Puneet.
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you, Nivedita ji.
Okay, Ji. Have a nice Sunday evening.
Yes.
I'm
You
going to
too.
see animal.
I
Enjoy.
saw it yesterday.
Yeah, how was it?
A lot of violence, to be honest. And yeah, to be honest, I didn't like that much. And I told my husband, you should have booked tickets for Bahadur first rather
Huh?
than
Okay.
animals. Yeah, that's what I told him. But in Christchurch, the other movie of Vicky Kaushal, it's coming a bit later.
Okay.
Unlike Auckland, so he's like, that's why I booked this one first, whichever was available in terms of screen. And he's like, don't forget, we are not in India, we are in New Zealand, that too in Christchurch. So please
So
bear
true.
with me.
So true.
I'm like,
Donna,
okay, I understand.
I'll take
Yeah,
my earplugs with me. Anyways, silent movies, but
yeah.
it's
No,
more.
it's nice. If you or your family are okay with action or thing, then you guys are gonna enjoy it. But apart from that, otherwise, it's okay. I don't appreciate a
I
bit more of
understand.
violence unless it's more in terms of political wise or something where you have to see because you're trying to understand the history, then
Mhm.
it's fine. But otherwise, no, I
Unnecessarily
am not in
violence.
support of it. No.
Fair
I hope
enough.
you'll get my underlying message after you finish the movie.
All right. No, and I
Why I said it.
got that. Now, definitely, I'll be mindful. But yeah, it's more like a
Yeah.
family time. But yeah, I
Yeah,
noted that one too.
exactly. It's like a one-time watch, to be honest, for me.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I'm on the same note as well. But yeah, I'll take my earplugs.
Okay,
Take
right.
care and
Okay,
lovely
thank
meeting with you.
you. We'll connect
Bye.
soon. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks.